All right, we get a shaky cam review because I don't got my tripod right now. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. You can head to the link in my description below, get a free graphic novel. This is Pulp by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I got the hardcover edition. Thought this was pretty neat. I saw the cowboy on it and it said Pulp, so I'm in. Is pretty much how it goes. I have not really read any Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips before, but my guy at my local comic shop tells me they are his favorite team, and he loves reading their stuff. It starts out with a little bit of a cowboy scene. You get this kind of interesting color scheme that Sean Phillips does with things. You've got almost a classic sort of way of drawing these figures in the backgrounds there. But you do have some modern gradients in the colors going along with it. It's a really cool look. And this is how he signifies that it's in the past, I guess. And then it fast forwards to the future era, which is the 1930s. And you get more of a standard sort of storytelling and a little reference to six-gun western there. So you've got a pulp artist who's turning in cowboy stories and getting underpaid. And he ends up in this mugging sort of thing where he has a problem because literal Nazis are beating up a Jewish guy in the subway of New York. Which, you know, it's kind of a tired trope at this point. Unfortunately, just as soon as I see that, I just have a problem staying invested in a book. But fortunately, it does go back in time to the whole, he explains kind of his life, how he got there. And it turns out he was like kind of an outlaw gunman, and that's how he can tell these Old West stories about things and get them done. So he's trying to make a little money on that, and an old Pinkerton detective shows up and lets him know that there's a issue with these, again, literal Nazis getting together, and they're gonna, I guess, they've got a plot to send money overseas. You know, all right, I guess I'm okay with it because it's a time period, it's a period piece sort of thing. But again, it's just, you know, kind of gets old after a while seeing the literal Nazis everywhere, right? And that's an unfortunate part of fiction at this point. They really just need a new villain than this group from 100 years ago. But it's all right. The story progresses pretty good. The back and forth between the Western era and the 30s era is actually really fantastic. Well done. The dialogue's good. You care about the character. He's kind of on his last legs there, and he's just trying to provide for a gal, you know, before he dies, basically. And they investigate the caper. Things go wrong, and then they, you know, kind of win in the end. It's a very classic sort of story tale. It is very dark and very very depressing. I won't spoil the last page, I guess, but it is kind of a depressing book and a dark side of things, which is not really what you get out of the old pulps as much, you know, which had a little bit more of a free-flowing happiness to them. Even the horror stuff just kind of like had a weird sense of awe to it that you don't get out of this. But it's called Pulp because it's a pulp writer. It's got the Western element to it, and I enjoyed it. So the art's really good. The storytelling construction is really good. You know, it's unfortunate that the Nazi thing's kind of been done to death at this point. It's not the story's fault, I guess. It's just the fact that it's been done to death. So, all right, was worth a read. I'm glad I was able to get this in a trade, and I'd say 8 out of 10 overall. The cover and the hardcover construction is really nice. I do like my hardcover books. So that's that, and we will be back soon. And it looks like I am going to read a little bit more of Brubaker and Phillips' stuff. I am interested enough that I'm going to check out, I think, Criminal, which is kind of their ongoing series. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. I will be back soon.